Hi YouTube, I have two hats here from adVintage hats that I want to unbox. This hat I've actually had for some time. I was supposed to review it a while ago. I promised Thomas I would do that. I didn't have any agreements like, oh, I need to review a hat or something. Or him to make a hat, but I just haven't got around to doing it yet. So this is actually an adVintage masterpiece tier hat. Beaver felt, came with the hat box, and you'll see what color it is and everything. So here we go. Actually, it was reopened. Custom order, completely custom. Well, I'll just take the hat out of the box so that way you could see the box. Nice box. A little bit nicer than a cardboard box. This hat here has a blue ribbon. It's supposed to be a natural felt color, like without any dye, and you can see it's pretty much like a gray, almost like a light brown color. Blue ribbon. Beautiful hat. Excellent. So this is the inside of the hat. I had him put in one of those printed liners with the map, like, you know, like an explorer type hat, and I asked him to put in a little hole here so that way I could put in, you know, some kind of a strap, chin strap, if, you know, I wanted to. Never did. Doesn't get too windy. I asked him for the natural colored leather sweatband and to actually sew in the liner, and he did that. He actually sewed in the liner. There are stitches there. Excellent. So, awesome hat. I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute. And I'll go ahead and actually put this hat down. Before I do that, the hat did come with a pen that says adVintage. I don't know if you could see it, adVintage. It came with, this phone was for the hat. It actually came with a folder that says adVintage hats, handcrafted, premium fedoras, and a certificate of authenticity. I hereby certify that this adVintage fedora hat was completely handmade from 100% beaver felt. Thomas signed it, and it's numbered. So it has its own little, like, pedigree. Not a pedigree, but its own paperwork, which is really cool. Some hats will just say, oh, made by fine fur felt on the inside, but then you don't know if it's like rabbit or beaver or what the heck. Anyway, beaver hat, fantastic. It's floppy. It's not like super floppy, but it's not like super hard either. And I love it. Completely custom hat. I'm gonna take it and just put it right here. Put this hat right up here. Angle. This looks nice. Great. So this hat is actually an Indiana Jones hat, and I've had one before, but it was actually too big or too tall. The crown was too tall for me. I had people that saw me and said, "Hey, I think your hat looks like a top hat. It's so tall," and I didn't like that. But the hat, I loved it. It was soft and just the right shape in general, minus the height. So I decided to ask Thomas for another one, and 3 to 4 months later, I think I ordered this in September, October. No, October. We have a box here, and here's our hat. But anyway, I just wanted to point out this box has been through some stuff, man. It's pretty messed up. So I've had hats come really damaged from hat makers before. I won't name names because I think they're doing good stuff. I guess I kind of threw some hat makers under the bus from that, but you know, I wanted them to kind of learn how to get better, and I didn't like that. No, this is cool. So this hat came double boxed, and you know, this is one of the reasons why I think adVintage is some of the best hats and one of the best companies, because the packaging is really amazing. Like, if you buy a really expensive hat and it comes all screwed up in the mail, you know, Like, that's pretty disheartening. Like, wow, do I order another one, or like, what do I do? So this hat came double boxed, very cool. And it has like little stickers, you know, this little stuff makes a difference. You know, this little sticker says adventure proof headwear. Handcrafted premium fedora inside. So cool. So these little touches, you know, mean a lot to me. And I do think that, wow, hold on, let me tilt this slightly so you can see. I do think these hats are pretty special. And for the money that you're paying, which is, to me, it's more affordable than some of the really high-end hats like Penman hats or something like that. Those hats are pretty expensive, like $500, $600 for a beaver hat, and that's not the case for adVintage hats. So this is cool. I don't know if you could see it in here. He actually has a little pen, or there's a pen, another pen here, and a folder again. This is pretty cool. Like, I didn't expect this to happen, because this is not the same like master class tier hat. This is not a, you know, off the rack hat either. It is a custom made hat too, but it's not you know, not the same. Dear customer, thank you very much for your order. I'm pleased to send you your fedora today. The new hat is the result of many hours of manual labor, etc., etc. So there's a nice little letter here. I don't know if you could see it. If you can, great. If not, well, then you're gonna have to order yourself a hat, aren't you? He's got, in case it doesn't fit or if it fits too loose, he's got some cork here, which is cool. And I think there's a second piece of paper here. And it also says certificate of authenticity. And it's signed by him again, and I think that's pretty dang cool. So like this attention to detail, the personalization, there's a little business card, that's awesome. Vintage hats. Has his name and everything. Let's see. Like, this is really cool. And Penmans are nice. His hat boxes are cool. His hats are amazing. But for $200, $300 less, which is what you'll get for, you know, one of these, you get the same kind of quality, if not better. And when we look at the hats, like when it comes down to making a hat, what do you have? You have the leather sweatband, you have the little ribbon on the outside, and you have the fur felt, the blocked fur felt. And wow, this is pretty dark actually. So, well, you guys can't see it from bad. So this is a Raiders style Streets of Cairo hat. It's got a little turn to it where you can see that this side here is a little bit more, it's asymmetrical, you know, it's not the same on both sides, I guess. I don't want to go into explaining it, but hey, it looks great. Like, look at it. Actually, let me look at how he packaged this. So something interesting is when we look at the way Thomas packages these hats, he, you know, he does a really good job. Like, I don't see a lot of other hatters putting in all this extra protection. And this helps the brim shape, obviously. There's some fuzz on there. I might wipe down, or some dust, but that's kind of normal. Anyway, it looks fantastic. Pretty dark color though, and that's okay. Maybe the one I had just kind of faded over time, but it looks fantastic. There's the ribbon, front ribbon, back. If I see if I pull a little bit, you can see that it exaggerates a little bit. Fantastic. Okay, let's look on the inside. I asked him to see if he could sew in the liner. I think I asked him to do that. I asked him to put in this little Indiana Jones logo here and make this sweatband like the natural color again, because so he can customize this. He can put whatever, like he can put your name in here if you want. But yeah, it's sewed in. Looks good. Looks great. You know. does this say? Indiana Jones. Cool. Cool. Excellent. You notice the sweatband is sewed in pretty nicely. It's not like a eighth of an inch or like a centimeter too high or anything. Looks fantastic. I'll go ahead and put these on real quick and see how they go. This might be our thumbnail. Let's see. If I put this guy right here, this guy right here, there we go. Alright, so I've got the Indiana Jones hat, the Streets of Cairo hat right here. Go ahead and look around. I don't know that it's perfectly set up on my head, I think so. If you're looking for a really accurate Indiana Jones hat, look no further for the price. Some people have left some nasty comments and said, hey, you know, this isn't a Herbert Johnson, and I don't think it has to be a Herbert Johnson. Herbert Johnson, they made these factory hats that were pretty low quality. They were not accurate compared to what most fans would like. Until about 5 years ago, when they actually started making custom hats. Now Herbert Johnson makes really nice hats, and adVintage uses the same materials. Portuguese beaver felt, and then what else is there? You know, you get a leather sweatband, some thread, a ribbon. Like, the construction is the same. The other hat, oh, excuse my hair. I don't know how accurate that is, or I can't see if it's completely lined up, but maybe this hat makes me look like an old man. I like it though, it's fun. So, anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great 2021. And if you're looking for a hat, go for adVintage. Penman's great. They're expensive as well. They're just as much as like almost Herbert Johnson, so if you're trying to save money and you want a good hat, like, the materials are exactly the same. Like, why pay more unless you want the brand name? Which I don't blame you. I wanted a Herbert Johnson for a really, really long time too, but maybe in another 5 years I'll pick one up just to say I've got one, you know. Or if they start giving some nice discounts, like, you know, 20% off or something, like, pretty pricey. So have a good 2021, guys. Take care. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was informative, and you know, reach out if you have questions about hats. I don't make hats. I just review them. I'm just a hat person. I like wearing them.